lands where torches died, where holes lie silent, veiled in cold. A distant hymn begins to rise from broken chambers lined with gold. The banners hang without their crest, the echo hums without a choir, and through the corridors of night, a faded warmth recalls its fire. Sing the distant hymn of the forsaken keep, where the embers faintly sleep. Let the hollow wind remember what the ashes try to keep. Sing the distant hymn of the forsaken keep, till the night forgets its sound, yet the vow remains unbound. Along the gate where shadows bloom, a silver trace begins to glow, as though beneath the ancient dust a restless spark still breathes below. The crumbled arch, the fractured floor, still hold the weight of faded years, and in the hush we sense a pulse that trembles like forsaken tears.
No blade is raised, no curse invoked,
No mourning cried for what was done,
we simply gather in the dark,
where memory outshines the sun. Sing the distant hymn of the forsaken keep, where the echoes melt away. Let the quiet flame awaken what the winter could not slay. Sing the distant hymn of the forsaken keep, where the last faint spark remains in the stone beneath our names. Inside a hole of fractured stone, where silent pillars lean and fade, a distant echo stirs the dust, like names forgotten, half engraved. Smoke ascends in ring across the arc of empty air, and something soft begins to
the murmurs trace the embers through the night beneath the snow. Hear the voices in the hollow sepulchre, where the old vows still remain in a faded, haunted strain.
Along the altar, worn and cold, a faint reflection flickers red. Though no flame stands upon the stone, its warmth endures where footsteps bled.
Dust dissolves into the dark,
Like memories swallowed by the quiet. Yet through the softened veil of time, the quiet shapes of sound revive.
No morning stirs these echoes,
No sorrow woven in their tone,
only fragments of a promise.
kept in chambers carved from
Hear the voices in the hollow sepulchre, calling gently through the gloom. Let the remnants of their singing fill the shadowed altar room. Hear the voices in the hollow sepulchre, where the past still draws its breath in a hymn untouched by death.
beneath the granite crypt we stand, where silent echoes breathe the dust. The lantern's glow is fading low, yet still it burns with ancient trust. Across the stone, a whispered tone unfolds where fallen names reside, and through the hall of shallow light, the solemn chant begins to rise. Sing the litany beneath the granite crypt, where forgotten voices wait. Let the hollow air awaken what the dusk cannot abate. Sing the litany in crypt, where the embers softly stay, guarding vows that will not still as years dissolve. Yet fragments of the past occur. The dust of centuries ascends, reshaping shadows into form. And in the hush of sacred call, the chant resumes, both faint and warm. No sorrow bends this calling, no silence breaks its thread. For memory breathes within us, a flame long left for dead. Sing the litany beneath the granite crypt, where the night forgets the dawn. Let the softened glow of embers guide the path we walk upon. Sing the litany beneath, where the vow remains unbroken, in a hymn that still is spoken. Sing the litany beneath the granite crypt. Sing the litany beneath the granite crypt. Sing the litany beneath the granite crypt. Sing the litany beneath the granite crypt.
Beneath the sky where daylight fades, the distant hymn begins to rise. A silver thread through silent halls where moonlight darkens crimson tides. Shadows tremble at the gate where time dissolves its ancient will. And through the veil of drifting ash, the voices call in whispers still.
Sing the hymn of the eclipse veil, where the night forgets its dawn. Let the embers guide our longing, where the old world still lives on.
Sing the hymn of the eclipse veil,
Through the hush of hollow air,
for the past still lingers there.
upon the stone the cold remains of vows once spoken in the dark. A fading trace of candle flame, a silent oath beneath the spark.
Across the arch of quiet rooms, the dust of ages slowly falls, and from the edges of the gloom, the echo gathers soft and small.
No sorrow leads this calling, no fear beneath the night. Only voices gently falling, like lanterns without light.
Sing the hymn of the eclipse day, where the twilight never breaks. Let the ancient breath awaken what the frozen silence takes. Sing the hymn of the eclipse veil, where the old refrain is back.
Across the halls where silence breathes, a fragile echo starts to rise. No lantern glows, no shadow moves, yet something stirs beyond the skies. Its presence lingers in the dust, a memory shaped in fading lines. And through the hush of fractured stone, a distant voice returns in signs.
Sing the elegy of the wandering spirit, where the old world fades from sight. Let the dimmest spark awaken what was lost beneath the night. Sing the elegy of the wandering spirit, where forgotten vows remain soft as ashes in the rain.
Along the stair of broken halls, a whisper crawls across the floor. No footsteps fall, yet warmth persists where it once waited near the door. A silver feather rests in dust, a token of a vanished flame. And in its glow we faintly trace the shape of someone without name.
We do not call with sorrowed cry, nor plead for mourning hand. We simply breathe the name once held in gardens now gone to sand. Sing the elegy of the wandering spirit, where the candles cease to burn. Let the breath of fading memory guide its path toward return. Sing the elegy of the wandering spirit, and let silence bend its way to the soul no longer strays.
Beneath the granite crypt we stand, where silent echoes breathe the dust. The lantern's glow is fading low, yet still it burns with ancient trust. Across the stone a whispered tone unfolds where fallen names reside, and through the hall of shallow light the solemn chant begins to rise. Sing the litany beneath the granite crypt, where forgotten voices wait. Let the hollow air awaken what the dusk cannot abate. Sing the litany beneath the granite crypt, where the embers softly stay, guarding vows that will not fade away. Along the walls of fractured stone, a trembling warmth begins to stir. The air grows still as years dissolve, yet fragments of the past occur. The dust of centuries ascends, reshaping shadows into form. And in the hush of sacred cold, the chant resumes, both faint and warm.
No sorrow bends this calling, no silence breaks its thread. For memory breathes within us, a flame long left for dead. Sing the litany beneath the granite crypt, where the night forgets the dawn. Let the softened glow of embers guide the path we walk upon. Sing the litany beneath the granite crypt, where the vow remains unbroken, in a hymn that still is spoken. Upon the stone where embers sleep, a distant vow begins to wake. The fading glow beneath the ash still trembles like an ancient day. Lantern smoke ascends in rings, tracing shadows on the wall. And through the hush of winter dusk we hear the quiet voices call. In the light of the fading ember crown, where the fire once ruled the night, let the last remaining spark endure till the dawn replaces light. In the light of the fading ember crown, where our memory lies concealed, let the warmth we lost be sealed.
The altar sighs beneath the frost, bearing scars time could not hide. A thread of heat beneath the stone still flickers, though the flame has died.
Silent banners drape the hall, soft with dust of solemn years. And from the corners of the dark the choir speaks in silver tears. We gather not for mourning, but to guard what once was bright. A fragile ember silence, sheltered from the dying night. In the light of the fading ember crown, where forgotten prayers remain, let the sparks that linger quietly fold their warmth into our name. In the light of the fading ember crown, where the last faint glow is found, let the oath return to ground. Beneath the silver gate we stand, where moonlit frost adorns the stone. A quiet wind begins to move through corridors of dreams long gone.
The faded crest above the eye still glimmers faintly in the dark, and every shadow in its glow recalls the warmth we once had known. Raise the lament beneath the silver gate, where forgotten voices wait. Let the trembling light remember all we could not keep nor name. Raise the lament beneath the silver gate, where the silent hours remain,
Soft as tears that fall in rain.
Across the marble worn with time, an echo drifts without a face.
The dust collects where lanterns hung, yet still we sense their lingering trace.
We speak no plea into the night, no sorrowed cry for what has passed.
Only a fragile call to something still breathing in the faded glass.
And though the doorway never opens,
And though the threshold stays asleep,
we press our palms against the stone, for memory is ours to keep. Raise the lament beneath the silver gate,
seal the distant years. A breath moves through the hollow stone, soft as whispers drawn from tears.
The embers sleep beneath the floor, a silver warmth beneath the cold, and from the arches carved in shadow, trembling echoes stir the old. Hear the breath of the deepened shrine, where forgotten vows still shine. Let the echo rise in fading air, where the silent prayers remain.
Hear the breath of the deepened shrine, where the dust recalls the flame, and the past still speaks our name.
The oil burns down to faintest trace, a fragile glow beneath the stone. Yet in its shiver lies the binding of a promise not outgrown. Beyond the walls the cold descends, frost upon what once was light. But through the hush we hear a call, a softened hymn that wakes the night. No crown adorns the ritual flame, no choir floods the ancient air.
Yet still the harmony returns, as though it never vanished there.
Hear the breath of the deepened shrine, where the hush has carved its mark. Let the last remaining embers guide us gently through the dark. Hear the breath of the deepened shrine, where the vow is kept in time. Silent, sacred, still sublime.